Guys, if you're waiting in the room, thank you so much for coming. Waiting on my special guest to enter, and then we will go live. Thanks again for coming, and share the link.
Oh, hey. Yep. Take care of the body first. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Pepper jack cheese is good. Yes.
All right, and welcome to the show. A ninja's in the house. Yes, he is. Yes, he
Hello,
is.
everybody.
Yay! All right. Before we get started, you'll have to excuse me. I had to get a little bit to eat. So if I sound like I have something in my mouth, literally I do. But we know what we're going to do before we do anything else, and that is pray. So pray with me, guys. Heavenly Father, today is a day of remembrance of something that was so tragic but brought us all together. And I pray, Father God, that it doesn't take another 9/11 to bring this country back together, to bring the world back together, Father God. We know that through prayer, all things are possible, and we pray for that today, Father. And I ask that you just continue to go and use us as we continue to go and spread the truth, Father. And I ask it all in your heavenly name. In Jesus Christ's name, I pray. Amen and amen. All right.
All right.
We have the scripture of the day that we are going to be going and sharing, and I'm going to share that right now. It comes from Psalms 9, verse 10. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hasn't not forsaken them that seek thee. That is Psalms 9, verse 10. What a wonderful world that we are living in. What do you say, Ninja?
Yes, these are some interesting times. Uh,
Absolutely. I'm gonna
yeah,
let
there's a lot
you.
going on.
I'm gonna let you get started. Oh, let me make sure that I have it set up for you to be able to share your screen. So let me because it always stops. Every time I go in and go into Zoom, it always goes and defaults back to not sharing the screen. So
Mm.
All right. As we're getting that done, I do want to go and say, oh, right. Yes. James says 5-5. We've got everything going. Dude needs pants on. What? What? James? All right. I'm not even gonna attempt to figure out what he's saying right now. Okay. The before we get started, I will let you know that I did do some notes. Um, I did not drop them in time, so maybe while Ninja's talking, I might go ahead and try and drop them into uh, the Twitterville, and I'll do it on my website at dstevens.com later on because I can't do that many things at once. I can do a lot, but I just can't do that. So, Ninja has been doing this for quite some time. I watched the other day a 10-year-old video from you, Ninja.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. You had come to that.
I was like, look at you. Even back when technology sucked, you were making great work.
Yeah, I just saw other people doing that, and I was trying to like put something together a long time ago. But I didn't really uh, have the same skill set then. I mean, I guess I did. I just didn't put much work into it because there was like so much stuff going on, and at the time it was just like you said, it was like over 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was like it was still rocking for 10 years ago. Just going to say.
Thank you.
I watched you and James last night when our favorite 17 was doing a bunch of stuff.
Speaking of, there's another one.
Ooh, okay. Do you want to bring it up on share?
Sure.
That way you have more control over it.
Okay, give me 1 second. Where's the
That's
button?
that you got that. Is that button over there?
Here we go.
All right, hang on, hang on, hang on. I need to go and fix you so that you are showing all the way. So let me go here, and I'm gonna do this right here. Move it over. And oh, come on now. I'm trying to open up your window. There we go. That'll work. Okay. Alrighty.
Okay. It's a Q post 4,668. This was posted like 9 minutes ago from our favorite 17 Anon. Uh, it's basically a picture here from the FBI Portland reports that extremists are setting wildfires in Oregon and are untrue. Help us stop the spread of misinformation by only sharing information from trusted official sources. And then there's several links here to dig into. So something's up. It's a reply. Eastern Washington woman arrested starting fires while crews worked to fix fallen power lines. So I'm just waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that article was 2 days ago. And, let's see, that's one out of 2, 3, 4, 5. There's five different articles here. Look at that. One prior to that, arson suspect arrested after allegedly starting multiple fires in Spokane on Monday, wherever the hell that
Spokane.
is. Spokane. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So several articles here showing proofs that there are people starting fires. There's literally a video floating around earlier showing this guy capturing individuals on a hiking trail or something, starting a fire, and literally you can see the silhouette of the people, and the person took a screenshot of it. I think
Mm-hmm.
I read. that.
You did,
Um,
and I shared it.
yeah, so keep an eye on that account. See what else that person posts. Uh, there's quite a bit of this floating around. You just gotta catch it and keep an eye on it.
Right. I believe it was last night or early this morning because it's midnight. I always got to remember, it's the next day. I'm in
Mhm.
the future for some people and not for others. But I shared that, and it sort of made me laugh because I'm sitting there going, you know what? Now I no, it's look here, not there kind of stuff going on right now. Oh, we've got to tone this down and make the people believe that there are no fires that are being set by anybody else, you know.
Well, actually, um, that was the most recent post, but literally today it was 400 or 4,665. That's from uh, you know from today. That's like literally the first one today,
Mhm.
which basically is a quote. Tyranny like hell. It is not easily conquered yet. We have this consolation with us that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Thomas Paine, The American Crisis Q. And then after that, there was a screenshot, uh, suspected arson, see something, say something.
Mhm.
And then, of course, the next one is literally all the different fires and what looks like just the names of the areas, I believe. Or actually, no, the actual situation. Look, power line. What else? Let me back up. So, sort of a header or sort of a title for maybe what was searched for, right? Yeah, but like all the different fires are here. Let me
Mhm.
back up here. That was 4,667. Then there's this one here. It's like cues pointing to, alluding to the fact that, yeah, mostly man-made. Man seen starting fires at Oregon State Park. Fire chief says, look at that. Wednesday. And the last one, woman accused of intentionally starting fires on Highway 101 arrested.
Yeah, I shared that one early this morning.
There it is. Look at that. September 7th.
Isn't it interesting? I mean, what's your take on why they're pushing so much disinformation really, really heavy on today of all days?
Uh, I'm not sure if there has to be some sort of communications. It could just be random people who are just triggered and mad and seeing a trend and they start doing it, or somebody spreads a message and then they start doing it, or I don't know how it all works, but it's obvious that there's a lot of it seems like there is a communication. It does definitely seem like there is something more to it than just somebody walking out and getting triggered. It looks like there's two different stories I'm seeing. There's like people who are triggered and they don't like uh, what's going on, so they do this. For the if it could be for BLM, it could also just be because these people are literally just anarchists. They really don't care.
Right. There was well, I'll get to it whenever we start into the news, post that happened earlier, and it's just I did share it on Twitter. It's disgusting, how they're choosing to use this day, an exact time, um, of the history that we have. As you see behind me, I'm doing the virtual background, but this is, you know what it is. And
Hmm.
what's so sad is you have to be careful even saying that right now on this day, to not be throttled, which is just idiotic to me. But they only want certain um, Oh gosh, they only want certain accounts. We dealt with this when who was it that you had old school on? Old school said a certain particular person's name,
Mhm.
and
And I like I said, it could be because of an algorithm that's getting better or something that they could pick up certain key terms. We're
mhm.
kind of aware of that. Then there's also people physically doing it, but it doesn't even state Google team or YouTube team. It's removed and
and, and as you as as you said the words something team, I'm not gonna have you repeat it because I saw my frames drop like immediately. Immediately. We can't be talking junk about the
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, you're probably right.
yeah. So the the search engine that will remain nameless.
Could be lag. You
Uh,
never know.
yeah, no. Everything else has been green up until that point. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So we have to come up with a code word on that. Let's see. What shall we say it is?
The white tea, the white tea service.
Well, no, we got to come up with something that we can remember because I won't remember that. That has nothing to. The oogle.
Oh, okay.
The oogle. I don't see anything happening right now, so maybe that'll. Or we can go oogly, oogly, oogly. All right, I know. I need to go and get into the. Let's see here. I'm going to have to go here, and then let's see if I can do this. I'm going to try to do something that I haven't done, not on the fly, but yeah, on the fly, sort of. Hey, that might work there. Look at there. All right, next time we do this, we're definitely going to have to get some more pictures because your little slideshow on the bottom, it's just two that I stole off your Twitter account. But
Okay.
whenever I have a guest, I want to be able to share their memes and their artwork or their whatever it is that they are focused on so that everybody gets a chance to go and see. Unfortunately, when I went to start, I forgot to put the identification and the information. So I will go back through all platforms that you're watching from and I will share how to get a hold of Ninja, both his YouTube and his Twitter accounts, and anything else that he might want me to go and share um, so that we can stay connected. That's going to be the big thing. Um, is to stay connected through all this. You got
I
anything to
agree.
add? Anything to add on that one?
Um, yeah, if this goes for every one of you guys who are watching, make sure you have backup accounts and other accounts in other places where you can contact your your people, the people that you normally converse with, your friends or whoever you research with or whatever it may be, you know, so that way there's always a way to be able to communicate. You want to be able to like she said, be connected.
Absolutely. All right. So I have I wonder if I can okay, let me try this. I'm gonna try something, but it's probably not gonna work. Wait a minute. It might work. I'm always tweaking this thing. Always trying to go in and do different things. So I am going to share my screen too. And okay, I think that will work. No, that's not going to work. Because when I share my screen too, what happens is I lose us in the mix. Well, you know what? What I can do is just cut that off.
Can
Hang
you
on a
hover
second.
over it maybe if you're using the monitor or
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I am going to take that zoom and get rid of it and transition in. Let's see here. Look, I'm being live. I'm moving us across the screen. Now you can see the screen, right?
Yes.
All right, I need to move this up.
Which screen exactly, though? What are we looking at? The
Um,
homepage?
you're looking at the Fun Friday with Jim and Dee.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so I moved us over here. So when people are watching on other platforms, they can see what's going on. Okay, so I had contact with Jim today and being able to talk to him. He saw our post where we were talking about being on, and he wanted to make sure that I was okay, and I wanted to make sure he was okay. So earlier, I asked him in some private comms. I said, "Hey, can you know, do a little video for everybody?" Now, some people didn't get that because there are other platforms and they don't have Twitter per se. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that video with others. And
Yes, and I did see the video, and I shared it or retweeted.
awesome. So, here we go. I'm going to try and come on now. There we go.
Hi guys. Sorry I haven't been online a lot. I've been sick. Starting to feel better, but I'm super busy with networking today. Um, Check out Dee's show. It's Fun Friday with Dee today. Take care. Bye bye.
I thought that was really cool that he would do that for us. And keep him
Yeah.
in your prayers because he's definitely um, dealing with a lot of stuff. And as we continue on, oh no, go ahead. I heard a deep breath. That means you had something. Go.
Yeah, I wanted to say, yeah, everybody support Jim, and keep him in your mind. Keep the prayers, coming. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not always privy to all the information, but I know that he's trying to recover, and also uh, just quite busy. As you can understand. But then of course, we have to deal with other stuff in this. How do you say, in the social cyber world? But yeah, that's about it.
Absolutely. All right. Sorry, didn't mean to do that, but this change of weather so quickly. And right now, if you hear thunder in the background, it's because it's lightning here. So if we get bounced, you know what it was. It's just you had what electricity problems and well, I'm praying that that doesn't happen. General Flynn, he did a post half staffed today. That is what it should have been. I don't know if it actually was in some places. I did not get out today. So definitely let us know whether or not you saw flags at half staff or not. This next picture is an addition to Vincent's. He added the finger in the switch. The switch was on a couple days ago, and now the finger. I follow this guy. He seems to have posts that are really close, comes to POTUS. So it's up to you whether or not you want to follow him or not. But I tend to see a lot of posts that are familiar.
Yeah, that account's pretty active, regardless of what you think of the individual behind the account. I think it's just an interesting person, but that's about it. I don't think anything else further. I can. I know that some people will,
Yep.
think other things, but
And here's the thing, people like you and I are not going to judge somebody and what they think because we're all for the same reasoning and cause. Does that
yeah,
make
I'm still gonna
sense?
follow
Yeah.
all the accounts that I find interesting, anyways. I think I follow that one as well too. So
Cool. Now this guy right here, I don't know if you guys follow him or not, but he's very very interesting character, and I do have a video I want to share with oh come on, don't do that. Ugh, don't you hate it when that little thingy comes down. There you go. Okay. All right. I need to close one of these so I don't run into that problem again. There we go. Okay. I'm going to share this one with you guys too, because it's just it's amazing to me just how these little um, things add up in so many different ways. That's my opinion on that. So here we go.
I'm going to work my butt off to get Donald Trump reelected. I'm going to try to convince every single Democrat that they should leave the plantation and vote for Donald J. Trump. I am sick and tired of Democrats attacking, insulting black Americans who have decided to cast their vote for Donald J. Trump. Tim Scott, Herschel Walker, Alice Johnson are great Americans. We need to save this country, and there's only one way to vote for Donald Trump. I have committed everything I can do to vote for Donald Trump. You should too.
All right,
I'm going to work my butt off to get Donald Trump reelected.
Sometimes I
I'm
get a
going to
little
try-
confused because I have two monitors and I move my monitor in front of me. So I know I have to go to the right, but I actually tried to go up that time. I'm human. I can't help it. But as you can see, I did see a couple comments that I wanted to go and look at. Appalachian Dolphin said, yeah, Leo is a convert. He is on fire for Trump. Yes. And yes, he's on Twitter. So his is at the TheLeoTerrell. So there you go on that one. Now we're going to go back here, close that, and go to the next one. Tom Fenton. Love how he posts certain things, and we really should pay attention to some of these things. He was talking about the Obama judge changes rules on unsigned ballots, and it's a very long article, so if you want to check that out, you can do so. Again, I will be posting the notes for here after the show. So as I ended up the show early this morning, I saw this post and I'm like, I've got to share that because the video is like, it's awesome. I'm going to share the video on that because of the reflections. It just was like, oh, this is really, really cool. Let me open that up. Okay, here we go. I need to put the volume up just a little bit. Okay, here we go. Isn't that cool? I mean, what do you think about that, Ninja?
Is this the same one? Okay, no, this is another one. Can you play that again?
Yes, I can. Let me go and put this out so you can see it. And I need to put the volume up again. There you go.
It's a little laggy, but I think this is the one that had like, there's like what looks like particles or something.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's why I shared it, because it was like, look at that. I can't tell. It doesn't, it's like, is it raining? I don't think it's raining. I mean, and then the clouds, it was very, gosh, I can't come up with a word. It was just very interesting. It was very interesting, and that's why I wanted to share that, because, you know, I've not been down to the site. I mean, when it originally happened, that's where we can take a pause here and share our stories of 9/11, because, you know, I actually was working in radio in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and a lot of people would commute from Fredericksburg to the Pentagon. I mean, it affected us to the point of the kids had already gone to school, but they made it so that we had to physically go and pick our children up in Fredericksburg, or have to have somebody, like in my case, I had to jump through a lot of hoops to have somebody else pick my daughter up because of the fact that I couldn't leave the radio station. That was, full on. They brought TVs into the studios, and the engineer connected the TV footage into the board so that we were broadcasting every ounce of it for at least 48 hours, only coming back to the radio to identify the radio station. So I remember before I left for work, I'm getting myself ready, and I'm at my computer, and I look over, and I actually was like, whoa, wait a minute, what just happened? And the fact that they were playing video in the background was like a big red flag to me, because it didn't sit right with me. It never did. Um,
Playing video in the background.
Meaning you actually saw the plane go into the building. It wasn't oh, let's go live to this, that, and the other. No, it was actually, I don't remember which channel I was watching, but they were playing a scene behind them, which was of the towers.
Mhm.
And then you see that, and then, oh, this just in. I'm like, wait a minute, you just showed it. What do you mean this just in? So
Right. The
yeah,
times.
yes, that didn't really happen. And since it's hard to find certain footage that you're looking for if you start doing searches for it. Just let you know, but
Yeah, and there's a lot of other things that were being shared during the times of when it happened. Obviously, the times didn't add up. Then there's plenty of different angles that you can see that
mhm.
the impact doesn't really add up. The plane kind of just disintegrates mostly into the building, and then there's an explosion.
Yes.
Then there's other angles of, from multiple cameras, and sometimes you probably won't even, you have to do digging to find some of those rare, video footages
Yeah.
that you can find of like the actual
The Pentagon
explosion.
was one that they really, I mean, there was missing footage for the longest time, where you're watching it and you're watching the ticker, and it's like, well, okay, what happened to that second and a half, 2 seconds? What happened? You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Yeah, and clearly it was like, what was it, thermite, or was there was a particular type of material used to burn the steel beams from the building.
hmm
I'm not sure exactly all the details, but I know that it was quite planned as far as what it looks like. And then I think even the passport of the suspect in question that we thought was, hijacking the plane was uh, perfectly intact on the ground for
Yeah.
people to find whenever they were clearing up the area and gathering evidence and whatnot. And then of course you've got like what was the other name of the building? Building 7. Is that the name of
Was it 7 or 5? I think.
because like there was another building
Yes.
separate that just literally collapsed.
Yeah. I'll tell you, but I can't share names. The individual who did part-time work at the radio station um, asked me to fill in for him because he had to go. And later he told me where he had to go. Um, and it had to do with a lot of paperwork, and it could not be disclosed. So they had to take care of that building. And that's all I can say. I have to be generic on that because I don't want to dox that individual. I will say high up in the military. Um, and yes, there were a lot of important documentation that could not be put in the public.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, that's all I can say on that one. So that was my story as far as and doing the emotional roller coaster that everybody went through because you were seeing it 24/7. It went on and on and on, and at one point in time I wanted to go down and help out, but I couldn't because I had my daughter and I had to, make a choice. As much as my heart wanted me to go down, physically I couldn't take a chance of getting hurt and you know, I it came down to use your head, not your heart in this one. So that's what happened for me. What happened where, it's like a lot of people will go and say, well, what do you remember when Kennedy died? That's when certain people weren't around when Kennedy died, but there's a lot of people who were around on 9/11. So share your story about 9/11.
I was in high school, and I think this was during biology class. We had a TV monitor in there because we would occasionally put stuff on for the purpose of like, you know, maybe some sort of small documentary to get people, you know, acclimated to the subject that the teacher's going to, you know, give to us or whatever. So that day, we heard about the news, and the teacher immediately put it on, and we were watching pretty much. I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but we did probably watch the main channel that everybody else was watching. I'm not sure which one that would have been, but I'm not even sure if it was a Fox, if it was a CNN, if it was, I can't remember exactly, but I do remember them talking about the situation. Times didn't add up. Then I also saw the other building collapse. Then later on that day, I was going through all the videos. Of course, people were dissecting it already immediately. And after some time, people started developing documentaries and, all kinds of things. And this was like 2001, right? So you can imagine that's like 20 years ago, right? Like 19, 20 years ago.
19. Oh,
19,
pardon
right?
me.
So in this time, YouTube wasn't even a thing just yet, I think. I'm not too sure. Maybe it was. But only till later did everything start picking up. There was like multiple accounts that were um, the early day truthers before there was like 8kun, before there was 4chan, well, probably, maybe. And, all that. Like, there was a lot of people out there researching and doing stuff before, you know, before even Twitter was popular and others, places like anywhere. I mean, Twitter wasn't even a thing yet. Even I don't. Well, anyways, yes, there's a lot of those same people that are still around. Like NinjaStuntz is one of them. He does like earthquake watch all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He has a Twitch that's like 24/7, and people caught some strange stuff happening over California and the Portland area, Oregon area, and all the fires that we're seeing. So I highly suggested follow for that one, for that account. But yeah, you're gonna start seeing more of those older accounts starting to come up again, and people are gonna start rallying to those other accounts too because they've been there longer.
Yeah, it's amazing to reflect back, and it's almost like you can go right back to those feelings, those emotions, and um, what we tie them to. And I guess my thing is, as a person, a very spiritual person, I felt that it brought us together as a humanity, as as a people, we were brought together and not separated. We have been, oh gosh, how do I explain this? I have felt the division going on, I would say, shortly after Obama came into office.
Hmm.
And it, how do I put it? It's hard to put things into words sometimes, but I know
Yeah,
people who,
there was a difference in mindset between different crowds, like in the truth movement, or just the
Mhm.
people who were just like, the cognitive dissonance, the not being aware, you know. But there's reasons for those things, and those things are coming out.
Yes. It's amazing. Bye, James. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye, James.
Um, there are a lot of things that are going on right now that we really have to pay attention to, not only as truthers, but we have to remind people that um, the mainstream media is going to push their agenda. Because if you get up in the morning and you turn on the TV and you click through all of those main channels, you are going to hear the narrative. At some point, you are going to hear what their memo said that day that they have to talk about. I've posted several different videos where you've gotten people together. Hang on a second, I gotta get something to drink. Mm, mm. Man, alrighty. Ah, okay,
Stay
let's try.
hydrated,
I
everybody.
know, right? Sorry about that. Man. All right, Ninja, take over. I gotta clear my throat.
Okay. Um, Welcome everyone else coming into the live stream here. Who do we got? We got Arminia, Appalachian Dolphin, Uncle Bones. James just left. Who else is here? Yeah, Arminia says no planes. Hologram maybe what some suspect. Planes don't evaporate. Yeah, so there's also there wasn't even debris, to match, and also
Mm,
the whole hologram. I think they were using a augmented reality type uh, program, which in this case, which would be your early day CGI, but you can do it live. So let's say I remember seeing an old video. I want to say either maybe within a few days after the incident had happened, somebody had pulled up an old video. I think it was like early '90s, maybe mid or late '90s. I'm not too exactly sure, but it
mm,
was literally like what looked like a guy holding up his hand, and in the background you can see there was a street, people walking, and there was cars parked, and he made a Coke can appear in his hand, and it was rotating above his hand, and it looked like a real Coke can, but it was rotating and floating, so you can clearly see that that was CGI, but it looked
mm.
pretty real. If you give it some time to, uh, you know, pep it up or whatever, it'll look even more real. But I'm assuming they're using that same sort of technology when that had happened for the event, in concert with explosions, and then of course in concert with the mainstream media pushing stories. So that's, in my opinion, what was going down. Could have been also hologram. It could have been other.
There's a lot of different stuff that didn't add up. And even today, it's like last night. well, early this morning as I'm trying to wind down, I happened upon a JFK. Um, I don't want to say round table because it's not a round table. It was an event where the Secret Service guys came out and wrote a book. The ones that are left,
Mhm.
they wrote a book about the event and stuff, and it's just, and I don't know how I'm correlating these two together. Oh yeah, it's one thing where where they there are there are conspiracy theorists out there. I don't
Mhm.
like the fact that 17 is being put together with them, because that's not how we're rolling. We're rolling with truth and facts. That's how we're rolling. We're not pulling things out of our hindquarters. That's the way I look at it. So, um, I've lost where I was going with that particular thing, but it had to do with truth and facts, and these particular Secret Service guys would not be a part of anything that um, had been put out there as a conspiracy theory. They wanted the real truth to come out. So that was, still can't figure out why I was talking about JFK at that moment. I guess I'll figure that out later. But okay, the CGI, is that how you said it, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Computer generated image.
thank you. Um, if you look at what's going on right now, and I've posted a couple, and I've dug into a couple, um, with the fires and being able to see certain things on radar. I'm going to say do, because if you say the other one, it seems to throttle. Um, I guess to put it together, you'd have to go and look, but it's a weapon, is what it is. That I can say because I left some space in between. I'm watching to see. I want to get everything out without going and getting us shut down. But the same dust that you're talking about that was in New York, where things
Uh-huh.
were totally destroyed, is the same dust where you're looking at certain areas, um, and pictures, which is what I did early this morning, uh, where you see houses demolished, but green grass and trees still there. Okay?
Right,
this
right.
the same dust that we saw, that pillow cloud that chased people down, or it appeared to chase people down, um, on 9/11, is the same dust that we're seeing on these other places. Um, my opinion, and through my research, leads me to believe that we really need to pay attention to what we're seeing. I mean, we have the tools. We can look at the radar just like everybody else can look at the radar. Um, but we have to catch those events, as video proof of what's this. You know, to question the narrative is not a bad thing to do at all.
Correct.
So
Yeah, you just want to know the details, the truth. Everybody's just wanting to get further into what's actually happening. Like uh, whenever that event happened, that's obvious. You can tell that buildings were targeted, but not the trees and other places. And then
yes.
the dust you speak of, well, I mean, it could just be the debris just from the sheer, you know.
Well, okay, here's one for you, Ninja, and I'm gonna throw this out, and it is, there's a certain temperature that a forest burns or a tree burns, and then there's a higher temperature that will melt aluminum.
Mhm.
A regular forest fire will not melt aluminum.
Correct. So there's instances where this happens. I'm not sure how exactly. I mean, we do know that there's HARP and other stuff. There's
Hmm.
other uh, there are different tech. There's different varieties of ways to approach, the way they do this stuff. There's like, I remember one time in Italy, uh, we were driving late at night to the same road that we normally take to go somewhere that connects to a highway. Then after we were done, eating at the restaurant and all that, coming back home, taking the same road. Well, prior to getting there, there was like news that there was fires in Italy, and we were driving down the road and we saw like what looked like a line of fire and like a tree that was on fire, like from the inside out. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
extremely burned from the inside out.
Yeah.
And I think I took a picture of it a long time ago. I can't find it. It's probably in my folder somewhere. But uh, yeah, stuff like that does happen.
Yeah. So, and Armna said, and steel. Yes, those are different temperatures because you can't. Um,
Yes, different
yeah.
metals have different melting points.
Thank you. All right. All right. I'm going to. So we are not taking off. As I'm going to go to the next one. We're never going to forget, you know, this picture either. You have the paper airplane, and the building blocks.
Mhm.
Coincidence? I don't think so, but that's my opinion. This one was so cool. Okay, this is so cool. Mental note to everyone to make sure to go back and get the notes from today to go and dig a little bit on this yourself. All right, this right here, there was a video that was posted. Not going to play the video, um, but if you pay attention to what's going on, uh, you'll see. We have to go back a few months. There was an executive order about the bulk power system. It was done on May the 1st. I do have the link here to go and check out. There's another one at energy.gov that you can go and look at, where it's talking about securing the United States bulk power system executive order. There are deep ties between Tesla and one of Trump's relatives that
Correct.
was in charge of the notes. And to see this right here, I've seen several different ones over the past 3.5 years, and I'm like, okay, could we be? And then to find out this year, right here, this order has been done. So we have to as a people of that want to share the truth, get ahead of the curve on the mainstream media before they start going and saying, "Oh, those conspiracy theory people don't know what they're talking about." Well, this is the White House. Uh, we do know what we're talking about, so we have to share that information and share it with people who are so glued into, oh, I'm going to go watch the news. You've got a whole sect of people that are sucked into the one-eyed monster. It's like, I've got to see what's going on in the news, and it starts at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it goes on until 7. I mean, literally, back in the day, because you are younger than me, but back in the day, we had the 6 o'clock news and then the 6:30 news. That was it. And then we didn't have news again until 11 o'clock at night. So this has been, it's over browbeating, mind altering news kind of stuff that they're brainwashing a lot of people that aren't awake. And that's all I'm going to say on this one. All right. Donald Trump posted earlier another historic breakthrough today. Our two great friends, Israel and the Kingdom of Bahrain. Is that how you say that? Bahrain?
Bahrain.
Bahrain?
Bahrain.
Bahrain? agreed to a peace deal, the second Arab country to make peace with Israel in 30 days. This is important to pay attention to, guys. Also, it was posted at 1 on September the 11th. Just make a mental note of that. I was going to go and look up a little gematria on that, because if you go through and you do the capital letters, there's what I have found, there's a hidden message somewhere, some in it. So this is the master chess player sending us comms, and we just have to pay attention. This one was quite interesting to me, where this particular person posted these people and how much alike they look. Okay. I'm not going to advertise them all, but you can see some that are,
Oh yeah, I've seen some of these before.
it's like, whoa, that's sort of scary. Sort of scary. But it also says here, and it was Patriot, trust the plan. How many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible? So you can check that out for yourself. Now, this one right here, it's like just a few days ago, I posted something, and it was like they said, oh, we've got all these storms brewing, but nothing's going to hit the United States. No worries, no worries. Okay. And then today, this disturbance being monitored. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, it could become a tropical depression near South Florida. This took me back to was it Donovan?
Oh, I don't know. Who's that?
The hurricane.
Oh, the hurricane.
Yeah. Was it?
Okay, you're talking about.
A couple years
Dorian?
ago. Dorian, that's it. Dorian. Where it was
Okay.
like, oh, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. And it was heading straight to, it's going to be terrible. And then, yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. So that's what this reminds me of, because they were all saying, oh, no, we're fine. Blah, blah, blah. Everything's going to be fine. And then they posted this today. And it just, with an 80% chance now that it's going to be a tropical storm. This area does not need any more rain right now. Just saying. But I sort of made a joke, more proof that you can get paid to be wrong a lot more times than being right. So it's true.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be praying for these folks here, and it just, I don't know. For me, it was like, why do you even start talking about it when it's way out in the ocean? And then this was just 2 days ago. They're, oh no, nothing's going to be blah, blah. And now this. So
Pattern Seeker says, Weekend Warrior showed a video of the Pentagon missile and interview of tower owner saying, pull it. So maybe try searching Pentagon missile interview saying, pull it. And then see what happens. If maybe something will pop up. Maybe
all right.
because I know there's still channels that exist that are, been around for the longest time and probably still have videos in their archives.
And I think James had said earlier that he had a video that they got rid of recently.
Yeah, that was the thing too. Back in the day, they were removing videos for no reason at all.
Yeah. Even some of the big accounts, they don't get notification. It just disappears. Some of them I'm like, I don't know if they're actually saying that just to fit into the trend, into the, you know what I mean? The trend of the what's being talked about, if that makes any sense. Some of the
Yeah,
some of the
like trying to be dramatic.
yes, yes, that is a good way to put it. And I don't like to talk about other accounts because I go in with a mindset. There was a fairly large account that had posted something and needed some help, and I happened to follow them, so I gave them some help, and they gave me credit for it. Not everybody does that. And my thing is, I'm not looking for the kudos, I'm looking for the knowledge to be out there. So I'm cool with it getting out there any way that I can get it out there. That's
Right.
me. Okay, this one upset me. I'm just going to tell you, it upset me. I'm not upset that he shared it by any means at all. Okay, 8:46. Okay.
Oh, okay. 8 minutes and 40 seconds, or 46 seconds is what the time was on the neck, right?
Well, here's the on this right here. They have the on the mask. They have 8:46. They chose 8:46, 9/11, 2001, North Tower struck. Okay? They chose this time to um, fit their narrative. Okay? I'm not playing the video because I mean, if you want to see it, you can. It's on Twitter.
Who
Um,
originally posted it?
I don't. Fox News. He pulled it from Fox News. What it is they're sitting there and they are telling folks, um, I don't want to play it. I just don't
Was
want to play
this
it. This is
posted?
today.
Okay.
This was posted earlier today. It says 1 minute ago, but it's not because I print screen.
Right.
Um, if you want to go and check it out, you can. It's on his, but they chose this on their mask. Okay. They were supposed to be attending the court for the officers where Floyd, and this is, you have to understand there's another layer to this for me personally. For me personally, um, it's almost like a spiritual attack that they used. This gentleman, his family, continued to use um, visualization things. The golden coffin that floated around the United States in all these different places. Um, a funeral 10 minutes from my house. My city, uh, the downtown area, busted out windows. Not peaceful protesters for sure. So, yeah, I take this one a little bit personally, more so than the average person would, because it just it was like a slap in the face to me for them to choose 8:46 when the tower was struck to fit their narrative.
I see.
Okay, so that's why it bothers me so much when someone will use another event that is horrible, a horrible event, to fit their narrative and pushing division in this country. That's how I look at it. So,
Right. So they're using their own sort of double meaning to push their ugly
yes.
agenda and sort of mock.
Yes. And it saddens me, it sickens me that people will continue to do that. Now, I know, um gut wise, do I have proof on paper? Well, yeah, sorta, we do. That the narrative behind the BLM is to raise money for the Democratic Party. There's been proof on the internet with the fact that the money that's coming in is not helping BLM. It's supporting politicians, especially the
Yep.
one that's running for president that is a Democrat.
So
So,
you guys who are tuning in, if you do remember uh, the sites and the links and the screenshots that were shared, I believe even Q had alluded to some of that.
mhm.
If you guys want to go back into that and repost that on wherever social media, so it's back in the news again. If we can, it's always about that. We're always trying to push the truth back into the news because the news is always trying to bury it. So
Mhm. Absolutely. This guy right here, it's one of the last things yeah, this is one of the last things that I put on this is I believe that this particular account is a parody account. I'm almost positive it is. He writes, I'm not gonna lie, this latest Biden TV ad is very powerful. Keep it up, Joe. Now, I did a screenshot. As you can clearly see, the eye here, um, it's simply amazing to me. Now, I'm not gonna go and open this up because the F word is every other word, and God bless his heart. He doesn't believe in what is the word that he used? Oh, you have to check it out yourself. I sort of was like, oh, I can't watch this anymore because it's like everything is somebody else's fault. He's entitled to a home. People
oh,
should,
okay.
you know what I mean? It's like, wow. Wow. Wake up because I'm sorry, you can't live in mom's basement forever. That
Yep.
is, mom eventually will die. And
Hmm.
I mean, that's not being mean, that's just reality. We are all born and we're all going to die. There's no magical um in between kind of thing. That's just reality. But yeah, the people who rely and are in what's the word I'm looking for, Ninja, that are in denial, in
Yeah,
this
pretty much.
entitlement thing.
Yes.
uh oh my goodness, Lord help them when reality slaps them dead in the face,
Hmm.
because it's gonna hurt.
And that's a lot of people. That's like a wide range of people. That's like
Yeah.
some of these people are,
I know that you've dealt with some of the entitled children in the neighborhood. And I say children because the maturity level is 12. I know that they're adults, but the maturity level is 12.
correct. And like, yeah, and that goes with different age groups as well. And you'll see teachers acting that way. You'll see just a handful of people that you wouldn't normally think, but it comes down to their beliefs, what they politically believe or what they believe. Period. It's just, it's kind of odd, but you know, once you research and understand what's going on, and uh, it helps. I mean, it's obviously good to know the truth, but there's also still the fact that some people you might want to ease into the red pilling. Everybody has their own.
Oh, my dad
Uh,
watched me for the first time last night.
Nice.
That was pretty cool. It's like he's like, "Okay, and God bless him, I'm trying to get him to a point where, finally I was going to record the show last night, to try and get some that didn't happen. It was live. So, it was amazing because I had to go and actually start streaming the show, go ahead and get the link, send it to him, and then thank you guys who were there, saying hey to him and stuff and making him feel welcome. I appreciate that. But I started slowly, like you said, slowly red pilling them. Some things I have to, you know, I'll be labeled the crazy daughter if I go too far too fast.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like figuring out what's the best approach for the person that you're trying to red pill, give information to, wake them up. Everybody has their own approach. Like you will notice that some people don't actually notice that because they're more blunt and they don't care for other people's feelings when like they don't take into account that, well, maybe their age and other stuff, health problems might kick in, and maybe you might give them a heart attack, maybe they might get stressed, maybe they might go do something other than, like, I don't want to say this, but some people do suicide even just getting information that's just too much for them. So stuff like that, you just got to be mindful of, the
Yeah.
fact that I get it. Some people want to just shove it in other people's faces. I get that whole thing, but like I said, some people will take it differently. So you just got to figure out how to approach it with certain people. I guess you could try to be neutral about it. I'm not sure how to put it into words, but I'm sure there's a better way to package up the things you're saying to somebody that could
Right.
probably be a bit more universal in the fact that you can just, share it to somebody and they can get the idea and, put the pieces together. And, if you throw it all out there, even if you, I mean, eventually you're going to have to get into the more disturbing parts of, what this deep state does,
Yeah, and that part is hard to do and hard for individuals to go and swallow at times.
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to, which I think you have the ability. I want you to go ahead and share your screen and show folks where they can go and follow you.
Okay, let me see. Where is it?
And while he's doing that, I'm going to let you know that you can go to dstevens.com. What I do when I do these broadcasts is I have notes, and the notes are not necessarily for me, but they're for visual aid, and also the links are for you to dig. That's the ultimate goal that we as truthers want, is for you to be able to do the digging. Um, so that you can be sharing. It's like everybody's connected to different people, and the more you get it out to the people that are in front of you, the more the truth will continue to go and be spread. So, dstevens.com, that is one. You can follow me on Twitter. My DMs are always open, and that's at dstevensvoice. So, that's my contact information. Of course, you can leave a comment on one of the YouTube videos. I want to say a shout out to Periscope. Thank you. Thank you for allowing the platform for us to be able to go and do what it is that we do. D Live, and Vaughn Live I'm having a problem with on why most of the time I'm not, the broadcast isn't going, there's it's having issues. So I got to work on that. And also my twitch.tv people, thank you so much for the comments that you guys send me as well. I appreciate that.
Nice. I'll just go ahead and put my Twitter handle in the chat as well there
Okay.
for people who are watching, and it's at Ninja_stunts with the Z at the end. Um, yeah, I mean, I also have a YouTube. You can go, yeah, youtube.com/NinjaStuntz, all one word.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's more of us out there. Follow other accounts out there that are up and coming. I mean, it's only a matter of time before they start to, grow and get better. And it's just for some people, it's a new thing.
Mhm.
But I appreciate it, D, for having me on.
And I appreciate you, Ninja. And are you going to be broadcasting tonight like you normally do with the unrest in Portland?
I'm not too sure. I just play it by ear. I really don't. I really don't have any plans specifically to do that. I just see things happen and I just kind of go with the flow, really. But um, yeah, it's pretty much what I'm doing.
Somebody's asking about Facebook.
Yes, I do, but I mean, I have more than one that I use, and then I have the group that I post in often. If you if you're familiar with that group, send me a request. I'll look at it and tell me where you found that, so I know it's you, and then I'll add you. I've had to make maybe like, I don't know, five or seven different accounts because they've already like deleted and blocked other ones, and so it's kind of like frustrating. So that's
So
why I'm
I
like,
you've
you
been
know,
in Facebook jail before?
oh yeah, way like I've had one account go 30 days and then I come back and then like not even the next day something happened. It was a meme or something, and then I get another 30 days and I'm like, well, there goes 2 months for that one account. You know.
All right, before you go, I do want you to explain to folks what was meant about the 20% on the memes because there seems to be a lot of confusion going on.
Uh, Let me
What
see.
Q,
Okay,
yeah,
so
what Q had said, and if you can give an example, that would be wonderful.
let me give you my take of what is being said. So Q
Yes.
post 4,659. Somebody asks, easiest way to recrop an image slightly smaller or slightly larger. Another is just place pixels within the picture as one black pixel, unusually or usually full of software like this, unless it's more advanced. And then more advanced, consider black corner box 20%. Insert top left slash right sniffer. Cannot distinguish at this time. So, uh, meaning that 20% of the image, I suppose. So scale, use your scaling if you're using Photoshop, and you can do other methods. I believe I was seeing that you can do a negative image, like for example,
Show us an example, Ninja. Show us an example. I know I
well,
put you on the
I
spot, but you
I
know.
wouldn't physically have to like. Well, the best thing to do is go to some. Okay, go to a face group. Go to meme groups, and you'll find more different methods because there's more than one. For
Okay.
example, like the image that Q posted, there's like four corners or pixels, right? And there's like 20% of that image uh, is is uh, is taken up. Like I guess you could use that template, but I'm not sure that's exactly the case. I think what Q is trying to say is with a small percentage of the corner of the image or in multiple corners, maybe even you could do a negative. Like, let's say you go to qmap.pub, and usually the background is like a dark color, right? It's like a well, it's offline right now. Well,
Okay.
anyways, like the background's like a dark color, right? And so if you do like a small corner in the shape of a square or whatever, and just do a negative flip. So it's now it's like white and gray or whatever. It's like the negative image flip of the actual image. So now there's a small change, but it's the same image, and all you did was a small variation to change it. And so now, if they're trying to detect something, you can go around it by doing that. Apparently, unless it's more
What
advanced.
would it be possible to overlay?
Yes, what I mean, yeah, like an overlay or literally just one part of the image or four corners of the image. You can do, a negative flip. Literally reverse that image, like from black and white to gray and black or whatever it is. Like you know what I mean? Because it's the 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 program, I suppose, is going to scan it a certain way, right? So if you do something that's irregular, it's not going to come up in sniffing. It's not going to be able to pick up what it's usually picking up as far as like whenever like AI tools scan, they're looking for what looks like a cloud, what looks like a tree, and then it labels it, and then it kind of uh, puts it in a box in each part of the image so it can kind of read the image, if you will,
I
So to
have,
get around that,
okay.
you know, basically you're doing this negative image flip, or you're doing pixels in the corner or whatnot, or
I guess we're gonna have to do what is it I'm looking for? A example kind of thing, because not a lot of people are like so well versed like you.
let me see if I can find something real quick.
Okay.
Because there's so much things I pass through, and I have so many accounts. I've got to go digging to see if I can find one.
Because I'm
Give me a
thinking
second.
that, if possible, I'm going to well, the only thing about it is I'm trying to see whether or not I can. Oh, I might be able to do that.
Okay,
Transition.
so are you in your YouTube chat?
No, but
Or
I
actually, you know
can.
what? I'll send it to your DM on Twitter.
Okay.
Let's see if that works.
All right. Let me do that. Where is my Twitter? Yeah.
And
There we
so,
go.
thank you, Meme Labs.
All right. Okay. Hang on a second. I'm going to go here, copy that. That way I can just go ahead and pull that up. Here we go. And then, now I have to. Sorry, guys. I'm doing the best that I can on where we at here? Screen 2. Okay. Come on now. All right. So that means I need to do this with this. Nope. That didn't work either. Very interesting. Okay.
Can you see the image?
Well, I I can see that I went to the link that you gave me, and I was trying to share it on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. All right, hang on. I'm trying to get it back on share on OBS, but I don't know if I can do that. Well,
So thank you, Joy Grace Harmony, for that.
okay, what I will do is I'll do it in Zoom then. That should work. Share the screen and this one and share it. Yeah, oh, well, that looks terrible. Oh, let's get rid of that. All right. My eyes closed and everything. Okay. Here's the screen that Ninja's talking about, where it says, here's an image. It says, do this instead of this. And you're saying inverting negative image accomplishes the same thing.
And this is one of the my fellow friends. One of my fellow friends' posts
Uh-huh.
showing another example of how they could get around the AI detection software, or whatever you want to call it. And
So in other words, you're saying that inverting a negative, how would they actually do that?
well, like I said,
You have to
if
have
you
Photoshop to
Photoshop,
do that.
I'm not sure how you do that on Paint. You know.
Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. Well, this is what I was thinking about, and let me see if I can show you. Oh, come on, get out of there. All right. Okay, so I have these little boxes where I went and did I did two boxes next to each other,
Mhm.
and I messed with the transparency of them.
You know, that could work. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
It seems like it's the same thing, right? Because, like, in essence, it's doing the same sort of thing, you know?
Right. And then you just put your picture on top of that, because it's actually going to have two pictures overlaying. An example, let's see, let me get an example. Take a photo, put the tiger. and just make the tiger, you know,
Mhm.
like that, because both of the pictures are still there when you
Um,
download it. See, I mean, it's still going to be there. I'm not
I'm not.
replacing anything.
I'm not too sure if it physically has to be in the image, like visibly,
You know
because
who a good
that's kind of
person
how.
to ask is? Um, Luke Skytalker, I think is his name.
Yes, he
Yeah,
might have an idea.
yeah, because he's the picture decoder dude.
Yeah.
I've been following him for quite some time. The decode that he did, I did a video sharing it at the end on the Last Supper, is awesome. So you need to go and check out Luke Skytalker. He's on Twitter and he also has a YouTube channel. But that was, it blew my mind. I'm just saying. And he has other videos too where he teaches you how to how to decode sometimes the 3-letter agency will send
Hmm.
out a messages to let you decode them. And I thought that was pretty neat on how he does the process. He has a name for it, but it's process of elimination. I'm figuring out what number is what letter in the message that's decoded. But
Hmm.
that's crazy. As a matter of fact, let me go and do this while I'm thinking about it, because this way you'll be able to see it in the video. And we're gonna search for, come on, cat, come on. Oh, there he is. Sly Talker. Is that what I said earlier? I can't remember.
Uh, I don't remember. But
Okay.
yeah, I follow that account as well.
But he has, and it's probably not, I'm going to have to play catch up on his stuff too. But he has a video. There he is, right here. You have to check this out. I'm going to go and retweet it so that you'll be able to go and find it. Um, where he's done an overlay of the Last Supper, and it actually comes up with a musical rendition where you have to check it out. I mean, I can't explain it in a couple minutes, but there you
Okay.
go. So, but I will make sure that I have these notes up for you, and I will do that soon. As soon as I get off, I'm going to eat something first, take a break, because I still have the Night Owl News that happens at midnight. I still have to um, prepare for the scripture of the day, which will happen at 8 in the morning. Um, Forgive me for the fact that Restream is not updating the titles and the information when I set something up to go out over the internet and be there in the box and on the platforms the next day. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. There's nothing I can do about that. Um, so, all right. What? Oh yeah, I gotta unshare the stop this. There we go. That way I can go back over here. I have to talk it through, Ninja. I don't know if you have to, but I have to talk it through until I get to a point where I don't have to. I'll do it, and it'll be second nature.
Hmm.
I'm not the ninja master like you are. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm gonna look in the room one more time to make sure that we got everything. If there's any more messages. I thank you, thank you. Oh, look. Congratulations, you received 100 messages today. Woohoo!
Wow.
I like it when it happens like that. So, but don't always believe everything that you see, as far as if you have a YouTube account and it's showing, because I can get 3 or 4 likes and it says no views, and that's almost an impossibility. But then when I look in the back end of the stuff, and I'm seeing that this particular video has been viewed 200 and some times, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense, because when you go to the front end of it, it's saying it was viewed 3 times. So don't
Yeah.
always believe everything that you're seeing, and just because it's a small account on the as appearances go, just because it's a small account, don't necessarily disengage with them because you think, well, they just have a small account, they don't know what they're doing, blah blah blah. The times are changing, and sometimes those small accounts are because they were taken down at one point in time and they're starting all over again, or like what we're going through. It's we don't have that many followers, but sure we have a lot of information that we are willing to share with you. And Ninja, thank you for being with me today. I so appreciate that in
Yeah, no
more
problem.
ways than
Thanks for having
one.
me.
All right. Bye, guys.